Good morning, Vanchians. Another beautiful day has begun as we continue with our pursuit of achieving Type 1 status. Today, my day began differently, with a dream. 2. The dream, a glimpse into the future. In my dream, I was walking through the streets of Vanchi. But this Vanchi was perfect. Everything was exactly as I had imagined. Flawless systems, perfect execution, a city that had clearly surpassed the Type 1 milestone. I felt like a child in an amusement park, curious, amazed, and overwhelmed. Then someone asked me, "What's today's date?" I reached for a watch, there was none. I checked for a phone, nothing. Before I could respond, someone behind me said, "4th of the 6th month, year 3420. That moment changed everything. 3. Realization and Awakening. If it was truly the 35th century, then I should not be alive. That thought triggered something strange. My body felt light. I began to float. Slowly, uncontrollably, I rose into the sky. For a while, it was beautiful. I could see Vanchi from above. But as I kept rising, the air became thinner. The temperature dropped. Breathing became difficult. And then, I woke up, gasping for air. 4. The Afterthought. Time is the real constraint. Lying in bed, recovering from the shock, one detail stayed with me. Year 3420. If we truly want to see Vanchi achieve Type 1 status, it will not happen overnight. We must live long enough, solve every problem systematically. And that brings me to today's focus. 5. The idea of the day, Nizari. As you know, in my bedroom there is a digital wall displaying a galaxy of ideas. It constantly moves, zooms into ideas, pans across concepts, gives a subconscious overview of progress. When I woke up, one idea hovered in front of me. Nizari, the code name for disease-free city. It almost felt intentional, as if the system knew what must be prioritized. 6. Redefining, disease-free. When I say disease-free, I do not mean a cure for every known illness. I mean something far more ambitious. Making the human body immune to all possible illnesses, including the most inevitable one. Aging and death. 7. Current health infrastructure. Vanchi already has strong health systems. Monthly compulsory health checkups, continuous monitoring via surveillance, home-based diagnostic tools, 3D diagnostic scanners, sensory domes for emergency response. These systems have reduced critical cases significantly, but they are not enough. 8. The core problem, insufficient research participation. Our understanding of human biology is incomplete, sometimes flawed. We have brilliant minds working on solutions. But consider this. Population, 25.2 million. Active health researchers, approximately 300. This is unacceptably low. If all of us suffer from disease and aging, then all of us must contribute to solving it. 9. Contribution Model 1, Passive Data Sharing. The simplest way to contribute is sharing your health data. Continuous monitoring data helps identify disease patterns, develop preventive solutions, predict and solve future problems. Yes, it raises a concern. Privacy vs health. So the question is privacy more important than health and longevity? Even as mayor, I cannot force this. But I strongly urge you to consider it. 10. Contribution Model 2, Simulation-based research. Another powerful method is through simulations. We have developed a digital life simulator, a realistic virtual world, procedurally generated using AI, free from real-world constraints. You can experiment, push limits, even break your character. All actions are simulated with biological and chemical accuracy, studied for consequences. 11. The Whisper in the Ear Control System. The simulator uses a voice-based control system. Whisper in the ear. You instruct your avatar. It acts based on AI understanding. Example: excessive sun exposure, right pointing arrow; dehydration, headache. You suggest medication, right pointing arrow; AI researches and simulates effects. Over time, the system becomes more accurate. The simulation becomes more realistic. 12. Digital twin and medical advancement. Your avatar represents your physical traits, your health, your emotional and social identity. Data from simulations is verified by experts, used to form medical hypotheses. Goal: conduct all trials digitally. Approve medicines only after proven safe. Advantages. Zero risk to humans. Ability to fast forward long-term effects. 13. Contribution Model 3. Staying healthy. Another way to contribute. Be healthy. Why? Because the human body is the best laboratory. It naturally solves problems. We need to observe how your body responds to challenges, how it heals. These patterns can then be replicated. 14. Natural intelligence vs artificial intelligence. We are feeding data to AI. But we must also train natural intelligence, our body. Modern comforts. Reduce adaptability. Make us weaker. Example. Air conditioning reduces temperature tolerance. Solution. Embrace controlled discomfort. Build resilience. 15. Dual approach to health. To solve health problems, including aging, we must advance AI-driven solutions. Strengthen biological adaptability. Both must work in parallel. 16. Health Department Briefing. This morning, a health department expert briefed me. We reviewed active diseases, symptom breakdowns, data availability, progress toward cures. Key insight. The disease is not the main problem. The symptoms that reduce human efficiency are. So our focus is building immunity to symptoms, not just eliminating pathogens. 17. Observations from the streets. As I walked through Vanchi, I noticed some citizens are health obsessed. Others indulge without concern. I belong to the latter category. So the question is, how do we encourage better habits? 18. The limitation of monetary incentives. We considered rewarding healthy behavior with money. But there is a flaw. Money can be used for unhealthy choices. Example. Exercise right pointing arrow, reward right pointing arrow, junk food. Net result, zero gain. 19. A better approach, indirect conditioning. Health should not be the goal. It should be a byproduct. So we redesign systems such that physical effort becomes necessary. Overconsumption becomes difficult. 20. Structural interventions. Some ideas include A. Controlled food ecosystem. Limited restaurants. Only healthy options. Reduced food variety. B. Delivery collection stations. No doorstep delivery. Mandatory walking for pickup. C. Distributed retail system. No all-in-one stores. Multiple shops, right pointing arrow, more walking. D. Dynamic pricing. Nearby store, higher price. Distant store, lower price. Encourages walking. 21. Ethical question. Is this too controlling? This raises an important concern. Is this excessive control? What about freedom? What about people who don't aspire for type 1? My answer is clear. I have made a promise to make Vanchi the best place to live. If that requires inconvenience, so be it. 22. Choice and accountability. Citizens have a choice. Stay and commit to the vision. Or relocate elsewhere. However, if you stay, you must align with the goal. 23. Openness to alternatives. If you can propose a better system, a more effective approach, I am open to it. Governance is not rigid, it is evidence-driven. 24. On immortality. This leads to a fundamental question. Can immortality be achieved? Immortality does not mean stopping bodily processes. That would be death. Instead, it means continuous regeneration, no loss of biological data. If DNA integrity is maintained, natural immortality becomes possible. 25. Beyond immortality. Regeneration. Step 1. Stop aging. Step 2. Enable regeneration from minimal biological units. This borders on fantasy, for now. But stopping aging itself would be a monumental start. 26. The health department's core objective. Every medical professional in Vanchi works toward the aging and immortality. This concept is known as sinusoidal aging. Their priorities. Solve aging. Then address all other medical goals. 27. Public awareness systems. We reinforce this vision through A. VBC Health Channel. Focus on immortality. Normalize the idea that aging can be challenged. B. Walls of knowledge. Practical health education everywhere. Examples. Water intake guidance. Pollution awareness. Fitness benchmarks. 28. Behavioral nudges. Simple interventions include stair challengers, weight loss distance indicators, public mirrors to trigger self-awareness. These subtle cues influence behavior. Encourage healthier choices. 29. Data-driven insights. Using Nevitor and smart systems, we observe patterns. Example finding. Individuals in extramarital affairs showed better health metrics. Insight. Self-esteem impacts health significantly. This led to mirror initiative across the city. 30. Education and feedback loop. The Vanchi educational database includes complete human biology, multi-format learning, text, visual, AI conversations, citizens, learn, ask questions, generate new perspectives. This creates a continuous feedback loop. 31. Visit to the health department. Later in the day, I visited the health department. Observations. 24/7 active workforce. Shift-based energy cycles. Physical dashboards preferred by department head. Displays included active health organizations, disease timelines, cure progress. 32. Definition of a perfect cure. A perfect cure must fully restore health, leave no trace of illness, have zero side effects, provide future immunity. 33. Role of health department personnel. These are not clerks, they are doctors, scientists, experts. Their work includes data analysis, research coordination, policy input, health monitoring. Their motto, Amar Rahami, I am immortal. 34. The final question. At the top of the building, I met the department head. My question was simple. How close are we to curing aging? The answer is never definitive. But every time, we are one step closer. 35. Closing thought. We are all given a limited time. But we do not have to accept it passively. Nizari, disease-free city, including aging, is not optional, it is essential. Good night.